Hello traders, how are you doing? Hello guys, hello gals. This is my first Saturday edition for my webinar deliveries. Hopefully you will like them. I will try to do this kind of editions at the end of every day, or at least the weekends. This won't be very extended opinions. This actually is not a webinar because at the beginning we're not having any kind of visuals. But well, trading, even if the big markets are closed during the weekends, actually these weekends give us the chance to put into a better perspective what happened the weeks before. So I believe that the only thing that we are going to talk about today is about how Brexit turned out to be after 1 week. As you've already realized, all the consequences of that huge volatility, all these catastrophists saying that it was going to be the end of the world as we know it, blah blah blah. Well, apparently they were exaggerating a little bit. We had this Brexit the week before this last one, having a lot of volatility. We went through Friday with that volatility, and then we had the weekend. After the weekend, basically we had a big gap on every tradable asset overall in the pound ones. You can go and check them out how this last week started. It started with at least cable making a huge gap to the downside. At least I'm not sure if it was 200 pips to the downside. But during all this week, the volatility tended to slow down a lot, and markets are gradually finding bottom and finding ceilings, new ceilings and bottoms after this seismic shock of this Brexit vote outcome. But yeah, apparently, bottom line, what I want to say is that I truly don't expect this volatility will surge again, because as I've been saying during my webinar deliveries that you can check out on the links that I will let below this video, I've been saying that even if Brexit happened, it's going to be only circumstantial, because Brexit is only an event. What will cause a major shift in how things are done, or if the UK, for example, manages to profit from the arising opportunities of Brexit, we will only be able to know it 2 years from now. And during those 2 years, according to the new leadership and the way they start modeling and trying to profit from the new arising opportunities after Brexit, is going to define if this in fact will have a positive or negative effect on the UK. So there are no written things now. We are in what is called uncharted territories, so the way they start shaping this new territory is what will shape the next destiny of the economy of the UK. For the ones following my webinars, you already know that I was pro-Brexit for diverse reasons, and what I have realized lately is that maybe my reason is not the reasons most part of people voted for staying or wanting to go out of the Eurozone. For the ones again following my webinars, you know that I believe that how this crisis with Greece, what it was supposed to become a Grexit, didn't happen. And at that moment I realized that the European Parliament, the ones that are representing this very humanistic idea of the European Union, are not up to the challenge of having the character just to let go the countries that simply doesn't deserve the membership of the Eurozone. And at that time I said that those consequences will be felt in the future, and actually that could become that another country like UK could decide to go out. That happened. Outspokenly, nobody is saying that this is Grexit related, but in my opinion, Grexit demonstrated that the leadership of the European Parliament is misunderstood. So the European Parliament is not really willing to accept that the European Union goes even beyond being a humanistic idea. Maybe one of the most advanced ideas in the 21st century. But the things that they simply decided to ignore, that at the moment they decided to make it a commercial agreement, then that idea became also a business idea. Rescuing Greece at whatever the price goes against any safe and sound way to understand businesses. At that time I said that was the event that, for me and for few investors at that moment, to signal that the Eurozone, Euro Parliament was not understanding things accurately. Years later, more or less I guess 2 years later, we have Brexit. So maybe in the mass media is not being outspokenly said, but yes, I believe that was a good thing to happen, the Brexit, but because of what happened with Grexit. So, well, feel free to drop comments that you have. You will have at the bottom of this video some links where you can go and express your opinions on this matter. And expect me tomorrow with a very short briefing webinar on Sundays, more or less 5-6 minutes, just to have some food for the brain on the markets. And remember, I won't say it, trade safe, because this is not a tradable day. But in any case that you all are familiar with the volatility indexes that are open 24 hours and 7 days a week, that you are trading, only if that is the case, I'd say trade safe, be safe, and bye-bye.